So I'm like hesitating making this video because I really don't know what to say about the situation of DMX passing away, but I'm just really sad about it. And I kind of just want to talk about how big of a fan I was of DMX, man. I used to listen to him all the time. I remember when I was like probably 18, maybe 17, I went to this thrift shop by my house, and they had like this box of CDs, and it was just a bunch of CDs, no cases or anything, just like CDs just thrown in there. I don't know if somebody donated them or what the case was, but I remember they had the DMX album in there, and then there was X, and it was only like $1. And so I was like, oh, I'm definitely buying this. So I bought it for $1. And I had my old school 1990 Nissan Sentra, that shitty ass fucking car. And I popped it in the CD player. And I was like, man, this shit's hard. And then after that, I went back and I listened to Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. So I didn't listen to the albums in order. But Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood is so damn hard. I can't say enough about that album. I can't. Then after that, I went and listened to It's Dark and Hell is Hot. So I kind of went like from the front to the back. And out of all those three, those are my favorite. But then I also like the one that he put out in 2003. I cannot remember the name of it, but it was really good. That was the one that he had, Where the Hood At. Where the hood at. That shit is so fire. Man, what a legacy DMX has left behind. One of a kind artist, in my opinion, one of the greatest of all time. Probably the two biggest rappers to me that I listened to the most in that time period was DMX and Scarface. So like I still listen to Scarface all the time. The World Is Yours is one of the best albums of all time, in my opinion. And it just goes to show that music reviewers don't know what they're talking about because they lambasted that album, but that's actually Scarface's best album by far. He talks about depression, he talks about suicide. It's just so hard, and I think the beats are the best. And he actually had a lot of Mike Dean production on there, who is still very big in the industry. He works with Kanye West and 2 Chainz and a bunch of people. But really going to miss DMX, and I really wonder, I don't know if this is the time to talk about it or not, but I really wonder if the album he was going to put out with Def Jam is going to come out now, because it was either him or Swiss Beats said in an interview recently, and maybe within the last year, that it was almost done. So my guess is it will come out, and I can't wait to hear it. I hope that they do right by him, because now he's not going to have final say on the track list, which is a shame because according to DMX, Redemption of the Beast, which was his last album that came out, he didn't authorize that release, and it wasn't something that he wanted. So hopefully it's good, and hopefully they can do right by him and they don't change the beats hopefully it's true to his vision. And R.I.P. DMX, really fucking sad day. He was only 50, which honestly 50, it's not young, but it's not old. I mean, 50 is 50. Back in the old days, 50 was almost the average age that people died. But still, now people are living to be 85, 90. So really, he didn't even get halfway to what he could have done. And he could have dropped a lot more music. I mean, if you think about it, Eminem and DMX were pretty much the same age. Eminem's like 48, almost 49. So they're like a year, maybe 2 years apart. So that's like Eminem dying right now, man. So, and it could have been Eminem, because Eminem was heavy on drugs too, but he got clean, fortunately. He's been clean for over 10 years now. So take this as a lesson. Kids, young people, even adults that are older, whatever, take this as a lesson. Don't do drugs, okay? I've seen people shoot up heroin. I've seen people shoot up fentanyl. I've seen people shoot up meth right in front of me. And it is absolutely one of the craziest things you'll ever see. They turn into a whole different person. And Juice WRLD had a song, Red Moonlight, where he was talking about doing drugs, and then he said, at that point, I'm not a person. And that is so true. The people that do that stuff, they're not a person anymore. Like DMX, I'm sure if you knew him when he was 16 years old and then saw him on a drug binge at 50, you wouldn't even recognize him. So stay away from drugs. Take this as a lesson. I know sometimes it's hard for us as human beings to learn from other people's mistakes. A lot of times we feel like we have to do it ourselves to learn. But the easiest way in life is to see other people's mistakes and say, oh, I see they took that path and it didn't work and they failed. So just stay away from drugs. And I'll be listening to a lot of DMX in the next couple weeks, I'm sure, to memorialize him. And recommend you guys do the same. Talk to you later.